All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Qual cast presentation. I'm your casting host, Beef, bringing you continued coverage of Sound Blaster Heroes League Season number 2. We are in the later stages now of Qualifier number 1 this week. And, well, this is going to be one of the very important matches. The semifinals winner of this match will be qualified for the group stages, will be bringing home a hardware prize, and will be advancing into the finals tomorrow to play against the winner of Stay Green versus Lions. That match going on right now, and that match will be determining not only seeding but also which hardware prize these teams are going to be taking home. But speaking of this match, let's go ahead and get on into it, guys. We've got Team Excellent, who pretty much rolled over the Internet Gangsters yesterday. Team Fade to Black, also known as Team USA. They're tagged up here as TT Esports, so it's pretty dang confusing. They had a pretty strong match yesterday as well. I believe that they did, in fact, take down... who did they take down yesterday? I cannot recall. Stay Green... I can't actually remember. TMSR, yes. Fade to Black took down TMSR yesterday, so they've definitely got some strong momentum. But let's get on into this one. As you might have seen on the title, it says Sender is going to be here. Sender is, in fact, going to be joining up with this one a little bit late. The match got started on time, and Sender had one more thing to take care of. I think he's finishing up a scrim or something, but he'll be here in a few minutes to talk about this game with me, and of course, a best-of-3 series, so gonna have plenty of game to talk about. So far in this one, though, way back up top, we do have the bands that have gone out. Warbeast, Dampier, Tempest, and Lodestone. I love this band here from Peter Pan Dam. Really respecting Nox's Dampier. I believe this hero has a very, very high win percentage. I don't know the exact, but I would not be surprised to see it above 80% when Nox is playing that hero. And he just goes 700 GPM on that guy all the dang time. But not going to see him this time. Pew getting rid of both Warbeast and Tempest for two strong junglers that also have the suicide potential. And then, of course, another suicide hero in Lodestone. So getting rid of those ones for sure. Big heroes that did make it through, though. You got Parasite that's there. Pebbles made it through. Ophelia is available, but first overall pick was Engineer. Team Excellent valuing that one very high. Both Pew and Fine play Fine Engineers. Well, Fine Engineers, wow. That was ridiculous. On the other side of things, Pyromancer Pebbles going to be the choices here for Team Fade to Black. They grab Ophelia with the 6th overall pick as well. So got some aggression going there. I really like the team composition here for Team Fade to Black, at least so far. The Pebbles Pyro is going to give them a lot of power in the middle lane or a lot of versatility if they want to move that around. Possibly even setting up an aggressive tri-lane with that Ophelia if they want to finish off with 2 solos here. So a lot of versatility, definitely. On the other side of things, you got Scout and Pestilence finishing things off here for Team Excellent. And these are 2 extremely strong heroes as well. Pesty has seen mixed success, but Scout is a hero that everybody hates having to play against. He's an incredible annoyance. He's a hero that's almost always going to be able to get farm, and he's something that can really carry well into the late game, giving you map potential and giving you map control potential, that is, as well as just that raw carry potential. Being able to pick off heroes in the jungle, being able to just be that general nuisance is what makes this hero so dang strong. With that being said, the lanes might be a little bit more easy to read here for Team Excellent, as an Engineer Pestilence lane in the middle is something that could possibly happen. Throwing Pestilence into that short lane is always a possibility as well. But Scout most likely going to be in that suicide, so we'll see what Team Fade to Black has up their sleeve to try to deal with the long lane Scout. Something like that Corrupted Disciple, very real possibility to be going up against the Scout. We'll see, we'll see. Also, maybe a Prisoner 945. Yes, that would be very, very fun. Not going to be a Corrupted Disciple because that one gets banned out here by Pew. Let's take a look at the other bans, though. Keeper of the Forest as well as Wild Soul being banned out by Pew. So getting rid of a lot of the solo heroes. The Keeper of the Forest and the Wild Soul, 2 heroes that are almost always going to be able to get very good farm in a solo lane. As well as the Corrupted Disciple, something that both Singularity, aka Tralf, and Dumbass Euro, aka Zai, have shown a lot of potency with. So, going to be eliminating that one. In this case, Peter Pan Dam really addressing the Nox heroes here. Another one coming out is going to be the Soul Stealer. Knowing that Nox has had a very, very strong history with that hero, at least in the past 2 to 3 weeks. Going to remove it along with a Master of Arms. excellent running the Bearded Brothers engineer and MOA a couple times yesterday. Had some success with that one, and of course the versatility of that pick combined with his strong supporting nature is going to be something that they want to get rid of. But now Torch are going to be coming out for Team Excellent. Pew playing a fantastic Tort as a primary support, or you could be looking at maybe even a more farm-oriented hero if you see it on Fine. We'll have to see here in just a second, though. I really do think that they're going to be saving their final pick here is going to be a Nox hero. And how about that? Plague Ragger coming up for Fade to Black. Saw yesterday, team... Was it IG? No, it was actually Excellent. Yeah, Bassett's was playing the Plague Rider for Team Excellent yesterday. Ran him in a long lane solo, a suicide, if you will. As Emperor would call it, a crusher. But, well, going to be seen here once again. And it really did have a great effect in a 1v2 capacity. And I expect it to do the same right now. The hero did die off a little bit in the 1v1 matchup, but against a two heroes, could definitely make work happen. And with no jungler coming out from Team Excellent, it certainly seems that there will be 2 heroes in that short lane, which is where this Plague Rider is going to excel. Team Excellent does have the opportunity to pick up a Parasite right here if they wanted to. And instead they're going to go Gemini. So they will go for that Nox hero. Gemini got up to about 650 gold per minute in game number 1 of their match yesterday against Internet Gangsters. We'll see if Nox is going to be able to replicate that performance. This should now be a Gemini in the short lane. Going to be babysat with a Pestilence and Engineer most likely in middle. Could be a Torture in the middle lane, but I think Torture is actually going to be in the short lane with Pew doing some stacking and whatnot. Bassett's going to go ahead and head into that long lane. And now it's going to be up to Team Fade to Black to pick their short lane solo here. Most likely, nope, it's going to be a Balfagor. They're really taking a look at the counter-pushing potential of the Legion team and finding it lacking. And, well, they pick up the Balfagor. We'll see how they choose to lane this one out. And let's take a look here. Sender appears to be ready. Gonna go ahead and shoot him a call real quick.
Let's get
Hello?
Hey, Sender.
Hey.
Hello. Go ahead and say something real quick. I want to make sure the sound settings here are okay.
Hey, Beef. How's it going?
Sender's really loud.
I'm really loud?
There we go.
Alright.
That should fix it up. And looks like we are going to go into a pause. Are you in this game yet, Sender?
Yeah, I'm in it.
Sweet. There we go. Cool. B-Kids MIA. Nothing new there. How did you get to catch much of that draft?
I saw the draft. I didn't get to see how it panned out, though. I didn't really see the order of heroes are picked and anything like that.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously I see the heroes.
Yeah, of course. An excellent going with the last pick, Gemini there, and then Fade to Black going with the Balfagor. I mean, I don't know, that's kind of weird combined with a Plague Rider, like a Plague Rider Balfagor. That's just seems kind of counterintuitive to me, man. But I don't know.
I need to restart Han, but it intuitive. Plague Rider is more counterintuitive with the ganking lineups because the thing is you want to static farm a lane for the whole game. Whereas Balfagor is more of a team fighter / pusher, and yeah, obviously Plague Rider denies the wave back, but he's also good in team fights. So as long as Plague Rider gets a good early game, he'll get maybe like he'll get like an early Astrolabe maybe, or actually I think there's an affiliate on the team, so he won't. But he'll have enough experience to make an impact in the team fights with his ultimate.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Excellent actually was the one to run a Plague Rider yesterday against you guys, and I was just saying that it seemed to do very, very well against the 2v1 lane there in the bottom. And that's exactly what we're going to see once again. Is going to be this Plague Rider going suicide against 2 heroes. And he certainly does seem to do quite well with the deny mechanic there at getting a little bit more experience than most of your other suicides.
Yeah, I mean, traditionally, yeah, you know, he denies farm from the opponents. He pushes the lane into his tower. But he is pretty susceptible to games, and if a team can capitalize off that, you say if you kill him 2 times, sometimes 1 time is enough, but if you kill him 2 times, that makes up for all the gold you're losing due to the deny mechanic. and you're also regaining that experience, and Playgrider is being shut down as a result. So the most important thing about playing Playgrider is really just not dying. Like that's you gotta be in your head. Don't die. Deny as much as possible, and then you're doing what your team needs you to do.
All right.
But
Yesterday we did see that Deadwood actually diving quite hard in the bottom lane for Plague Rider and was able to snag a couple of kills at least. We'll see if they're going to be able to do something like that today. Try to shut down poor Zai on this Plague Rider. Thoughts on his new name, Dumbass Euro?
um, I like it. It's interesting. I'm not gonna call him that, but that'd be like rude. I can't be like dumbass Euro here on the bottom lane. But
I mean, you could.
nah, I'm gonna call him Zai.
Okay. That's okay. It's better. I don't know. Like, what was his last name? There was Noe Pirat. There was just. What was he
Zai,
using?
and then M Zai.
No, no, no.
M Zai with the M.
What was he using right before this? Before Dumbass Hero?
Zai.
No. Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm crazy.
Yeah. Just something to note that Hellborn didn't pool Beacon region. Like they have 2 sets of region on Peter Pan Dam, and that will probably be enough because they're against an engineer lane, and engineer can't really harass that much. But so I think they will be fine, but it could be an issue. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, and I mean, how do you think this pesty engineer is going to stack up against Pebbles Pyro?
I think they're gonna lose the Met lane pretty hard because first of all you have an Ophelia who successfully counter-warded one of the hard camp, so he'll be working fine on 4 camps in the jungle. So it's gonna be they have the 2v2 advantage with the Pebbles Pyro. They have better initiation, and then they have the Ophelia factor. So I think the Team USA will have the advantage in the middle lane.
Yeah, I think I could agree with you on that one. It's going to be relatively difficult, and here for Team Excellent, that means they're going to need to do really, really well in this bottom lane. Make sure that Gemini is going to be able to get a preposterous amount of farm, and they're also going to need Scout to remain pretty competitive up top. I mean, Scout Balfagor, this is not a lane matchup that we see too often, but I mean, what are your feelings on this?
I don't think Scout can stop him from farming. Scout's pretty good against melee heroes, but Belfagor just regenerates too much life from his corpse conversion. And something we didn't really talk about, like strategy and stuff at the start, but the thing is, when Hellborn decides to push his top tower, I don't think Legion can stop. First of all, you have Pew who went he went Impalement. So right now they only have like 1 AoE spell that clears creep waves. Or I guess there's Nox's Twin Breath, but he doesn't really want to show up to those. He doesn't want to show up to anti-push. He wants to show up when the team fight's starting.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you even saw them in the bottom lane trying to snag those early kills like you talked about on Plague Rider. Unfortunately, Pew missed the chain reaction, and Nox followed up with the Twin Fangs, diving deep, ended up having to use a potion because he took so much damage from the tower and the Plague Rider nuke. So things not going perfectly in that bottom lane by any means.
Also, when they went for that kill, they missed one of the stacks on the pole. So that that's a risk when you go for a kill in that situation, and they missed it, and that's just gonna hurt them even more. And it looks like they might be going for another kill, and if they don't get this kill and they miss the pole, that's gonna hurt them even more.
Yeah, it certainly is. Pressure in the middle lane, but it looks like they're both going to be all right. Bottom lane, though, that's where Plague Rider's in a lot of trouble. The Twin Fangs is going to go out, just hitting the slow. The auto attacks go out, and that's going to be Bloodlust coming in for Pew. So misses the pull, but snags the kill.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Team Excellent pull in some region into the bottom lane, get a couple mana pots or a bottle on Nox, because sure, they killed Plague Rider, that's really good. But if they want to keep having presence in the lane, they do need to get more mana up so they can keep trying to force the Plague Rider to death in the middle lane.
Yeah, Pestilence getting chucked back into that tower. Is going to survive. Gets a potion as well as a bottle. Potion interrupted. Bottle going to tick him back up. And looks like Brodex is actually just going to choose to go to town with that flight. It's going to be a slightly shorter trip, but still not something you want to have to do as the farming hero in the middle lane.
It's not that big of a deal. The creep wave is pretty pushed. It's not like you could have farmed on their hill. So, and the rune timing, so it's not that bad. It's obviously not what you want, but it could be worse.
Yeah, not the biggest of deals here. Top lane engineer trying to get Rune will get the double damage, but at what cost? The Dragonfire, bad keg, Minotaur stun, and the nuke from Ophelia. Peter Pan Dam cleans that one up with a Dragonfire wave. Oh man, that's a nice kill there for Team USA, aka Fade to Black in this tournament.
Yeah, and something I would think, like, what comes to my mind is you have a pesty engineer lane, is you don't want to be losing this lane matchup to a Pebbles Pyro. Like, if you start dying, that's where the point where you can't stand on lane, and if you can't stand on lane, it's not like you can go jungle. You can't really, maybe you can gank, but I don't think you're going to be ganking for the scout against a Balthagor. So they're kind of in the position now where they've lost their lane and they just have to salvage it as best they can, but it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, maybe heading into the jungle a little bit. Engineer already looking like he wants to start stacking a small camp, but they're really going to be relying on Gemini in this bottom lane, trying to make sure that Nox is going to be able to get as much farm as possible, because the middle and top lanes are both looking like kind of a disaster. Gonna get worse here in the middle lane. Nice Dragonfire after the Chuck. King's Grass comes in, and Pestilence trying to get out of there. Not gonna happen. Brodek's gonna drop for the first time in this middle lane. And now Peter Pan Dam getting his assist on a second kill right there. Things are looking pretty good for Fade to Black in this middle lane. And meanwhile, in the top lane, Balthagor continuing to pressure not only Scout, but starting to pressure this tower as well.
Something to note in the bottom lane, Playgrider had a ward on the side for the first 5 minutes of laning. Basically placed it early, and just as it fades, Pew counters the ward. So, good intuition by Pew, just a little bit too late. And we have Playgrider checking the bottom rune. Maybe he'll be able to... I don't think he might be able to gank, but if he gets a good rune, maybe he can get some good experience, like an Invis or a Haste.
That could always be nice. Go ahead and check one thing here for a second, guys.
And Ophelia is starting to pressure the top tower, so be looking for a Hellborn to do some pushing. I don't really think Team Excellent can stop the push. Like I said earlier, they don't have enough counter push on the heroes yet.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be difficult, especially if they don't want to rotate the dog up there. I mean, he's got that level 3 Twin Breath, which is a pretty healthy amount, but...
Basset's gonna fall.
Yeah, good dive coming in there from Tralf. That was just good use of what appears to be the Demonic Expulsion, or the Regurgitate, excuse me. And the minions, they're going to convert this into a kill, or a tower.
And I don't think they're going to stop here. They should pressure tier 2. They might not get the tier 2, but if they can put some rotation top, that'll free up space in the other 2 lanes.
Now Plague trying to defend the tower push in the bottom lane. If he hits level 6 down here, this could be a potential setup for a turnaround even without level 6. It looks like Pyromancer are going to come in and they will be able to defend this tower. Up top, that's going to be Engineer and Scout trying to defend. Nice keg onto Balthagor, but what else are they going to do? Hell on Earth is available. Middle lane, there's a dive going on as Pestilence having to run away from a level 6 Pebbles. And will he get out of there? Yes, he will. So it looks like the pressure's been thwarted everywhere but this top lane, as Balthagor and Ophelia are relentless.
And I think they will defend this tower just because Tralf hasn't been able to spend all his money yet. He doesn't have that Van for the Helm of the Black Legion up. But they did force rotation from Engineer, which means Pebbles is free farming middle. They didn't force rotation from Torch, so Plague Rider didn't get too much out of this, but you know, good move by Team USA. They pressured the towers, made them move around.
Yeah,
coming out ahead because of it.
Absolutely, that free farming Pebbles getting up to 265 gold per minute now. A pretty good amount over Pestilence, but not an out of control farm by any means.
Yeah, you think he would have a little bit more farm. Maybe he's missing a couple creeps, but the Engineer's been stacking, and they've gotten that 1 kill or 2 kills. No, 1 kill.
Bottom lane, a race for this regen rune. Looks like Engineer gonna have to fall back. No boots. That was ballsy. I was very, very concerned for the well-being of Fine there. But in the end, he ends up being just okay. No! Twin Fangs connects in the bottom lane. There's the chain reaction to the impalement. Fire and Ice come out. Gonna rejoin together. And now this could be a tower push. Nice kill onto the Plague Rider. Bastards gets the deny on the tower up top, so denying that gold income. And Team Excellent gonna try to even up this resource advantage a little bit with the tower kill on the bottom. We'll see if they're gonna be able to or not.
Yeah, it's pretty good by Bassett. So what he was working against a Balfigor and like 5 minions, so pretty good there. And I think they're gonna do some rotation mid from Balfigor. He's gonna run the flank. They just need to. Ophelia's not quite in position, and Pyromancer's trying to defend bottom, but Tralf's in right now.
Yeah, he's absolutely, and this isn't even a flank. This is the straight creep cut. Going to be starting to put pressure on this tower. Engineer and Pestilence are already there. Scout making the rotation. Do you agree with Scout coming over, or should he just be farm? Okay, he does go back to farm now. I was going to say, he doesn't have any anti-push. They're probably just going to have to sack
If they team
this.
fight, he needs to be there, but yeah, he doesn't really do much if they're anti-push. Like, they're just trying to slow the push down.
Well, Nox is coming over, as is Pew. They're going to have to fight at tier 2, it looks like. Oh, actually, nice stalagmites, but an even better keg. King's Grasp comes in, though. Dragonfire locks him down, and a Phoenix Wave to clean him up. Tralf gets credit for that kill. Nox going in with a Twin Breath. But it looks like the Hellborn team, they're perfectly content to just fall back right now, knowing they got the tower and a kill.
Yeah, they're just gonna farm out the enemy jungle. But, Tralf could be in a little bit of trouble here. He is being spotted right now.
He is, but he's very, very tanky. 1,300 life. Is it going to be enough? Twin Fang coming out. There's the Plague Rider ultimate, starting to bounce around. Scout taking a lot of damage. Scout drops to the hell on Neworth, as does Gemini. And that was bait of the highest caliber right there. Team Excellent falling very far behind in resources. As man, Faded Black is just looking very good, Riser. Sender.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know I
Ping's
always
just
call
been
you
going Team
Riser.
USA's way. Like, almost every engagement has gone in their favor. Like, Zai's died twice, but he still got enough out of the bottom lane. And he's only, like, when you die twice and you get that much farm, like, you're pretty much exchanging, you're taking away your Plague Deny, right? Like, you're giving all the gold back to that Nox was losing. But, you know, he still got all that experience and some farm himself, so he's doing pretty good for himself.
Yeah, definitely got the plated Greaves up as well as a Talisman of the Exile here. Maybe he'll be looking for a Sackstone to assemble that at some point because the Astrolabe's already acquired here on Ophelia. So we'll keep an eye on what Plague Rider ends up going for. I wouldn't be surprised to see that Sackstone coming out. Up in the top lane, though, Marksman shot onto Zai, and he does get taken out by the Fire and Ice. So nice job for Nox, boosting himself up to about 365 gold per minute here, and they're going to try to convert this into a tower. I'm not super confident that they're going to be able to get either one of these.
Well, they're pressuring mid at the same time. Hellborn is going to get bottom with Ophelia. They're going to TP in, defend their towers probably. But I know, actually looks... Are there any active teleports?
Gemini's got one, Scout's got one. Middle lane, Pestilence taking some damage from the Regurgitate, but no real danger there.
I guess no one could have really gotten up there. Plague Rider had just died, Balfigor TP'd middle, and Pebbles was too low mana, and Pyro didn't even have one.
Uh-oh. Torture getting locked down by Ophelia. Holy Riser. Going with the Minotaur and Skeleton King lockdown and just crushed Pew. No chance whatsoever.
No boots. Is that a beef?
Wow, rude. And speaking of the boots, they were just disassembled here by Zaius. He does go for the Sackstone, trying to get the pushing items online as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's gonna help a lot against the Pestilence, what is it called? The Swarm. With his armor and with the Sackstone, it's gonna...
middle lane's in trouble. Slagmite's coming in. This is a hasted Pebbles. Silence onto Engineer. He goes down. Pestilence getting locked down, and that's going to be a double tap for Riser. This player is out of control. 400 gold per minute here on Ophelia. No boots. Doesn't need him. Deny in the middle of the tower, and I mean, everything's coming up. Team USA, Fade to Black, whatever you want to call him right now.
And BK gets his portal key. Peter's gonna have what? Upgraded boots, maybe power supply, and Charles got bulwark already in like 1,500 gold.
He's gonna have a demonic by like 18 minutes.
Oh, and they're getting Kongor maybe?
Yeah, they're definitely getting Kongor. I mean,
like, Bassett has no mana, like what can he do?
Exactly. Not gonna happen, so Kong is gonna drop. Nice use of the minions here to scout it out. But Scout gonna do a little bit of reconnaissance of his own. He is very close to being out of mana. He's gonna have to head over to the side shop and buy a mana potion here momentarily. But I'm not exactly sure what Bassett's is doing here. Do you think he's gonna try something fancy? Or...
Is he going for the Kongor seal?
I don't know. Oh, there's the jump in the background. Pew gonna go down, and that's gonna thwart any plans that Bassett's might have had of doing something fancy. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what Bassett's is doing. Just seemed like he was wasting a lot of time, to be frank.
He could have been farming top, farming the jungle, but I know he had some plan, didn't pan out. And I wonder what Nox is gonna go. Like, is there any item he can go that like helps them get back from this game from this deficit, or does he just have to go like the Dawnbringer and just farm?
I don't even know. I mean,
like, I'm pretty sure Dog needs stat items, right? And
he does.
I don't think there's like any quirky item he can get that would like will make a big difference in team fights.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing it. I mean, maybe Rush. No, I don't think so. Yeah, he's just gonna go the light brand tier and hope to out farm them, hope to counter push more effectively.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the right choice. I don't think it'll do much.
No, it's just the Dog is not able to deal with this lineup very effectively, which is kind of why I love this Balfagor last pick. They saw the full team composition of Team Excellent, knew that with one pick they could turn their own team from an aggressive team into an aggressive pushing team. And that's what they did with this Balfagor. So I'm personally a very big fan. What I'm not a big fan of is the sacrificial stone that Balfagor did just purchase. He used all that saved up gold on that when they already have one.
Yeah, it's bad communication, or Trout really feel like he needed the armor, but if he needs the armor, you can just do defensive bulwark. It's not like I don't think they need the defensive bulwark at this point in this game.
Yeah, I mean,
he can just wait for the demonic and then good to go.
Exactly. You spend another 1,400 gold as compared to that Sackstone or whatever it is, and you get your demonic, which is going to be even more armor, right? Yeah. So I don't know, if you really just wanted raw armor, pick up a plate mail, work your way towards a Frostfield plate or something. In either case, I think this is a mistake.
He didn't realize I had it.
Yeah,
that's probably just what happened.
It's not too often you have a Plague Rider on your team that has like a 12-minute Sackstone.
Nope, not too often indeed. And I wondered Riser's gonna go. If you go, he just right click the pistol skull. You can go like, is that a dead Nox?
Yeah, that's a dead dog in the bottom lane. That was just purely Pebbles running up to him. Portal key combo. Dog drops 100 to 0, sitting on what was that? Int steam boots, agility steam boots. So barely 1,000 life, no mystic vestments. Now the Hellborn team moving up the middle lane. I don't know if the Legion team's gonna have anything to do with this.
They're gonna get a high ground because they have to get full mana, full HP. Big mistake. This tower's gonna be like half HP by the time they're ready to defend it.
They do have
and
glyph.
They have no glyph.
Well,
like now Bassett's is healing. Like, it's no good.
Gemini's down for 8 seconds here. This is gonna be difficult. Balfagor starting to gather those charges with the chain reactions done. He does not even care. Gonna go ahead and take out the turret, and Marksman shot gonna be going off. There's a combo. Gonna be dropping Engineer. Double damage Pebbles. He hits a little hard. Nearly 400 damage. Balfagor is good to go with a 100 charge ultimate. Dog is in. Gonna be able to finish off Pyromancer, but at what cost here? Now he's in some trouble. There's the Hell on It after a chuck. Ophelia is gonna drop, so 3 players are up here for the Hellborn team. And are they gonna be able to stick around? I don't think so. Pebbles going for a combo onto Pestilence, but Pesty is able to get the Impale off. Plague Rider ultimate going to be going out right here. Engineer is going to drop. So this is now going to be Pestilence as well as Torture and Scout up to try to defend this Rax, but they're all off healing, and the Rax will go down. 400 damage autos coming in from Pebbles along with Balfagor. And, well, that's certainly not going to be doing anybody on the Legion team any favors.
Yeah, it's just really excellent. They can't do much anymore. Like, once they lost mid so hard, I guess they've been chased down Pebbles, but I don't think. It seems like I guess they're just going for it.
Oh no! Missed Impale there from Brodex. I don't know if they would have secured that kill in either case. Not gonna. Oh, they are gonna get Plague Rider here, so Zai at least is gonna go down. Dumbass hero.
No, but what I was getting back to is, like, when you pick this kind of lineup, you can't really afford to lose mid so hard, and you can't, like, the thing is, I'm thinking to myself, even if they had won mid, like, would the game really have been that different? Like, if say Pesty had a portal key the same time Pebbles. Well, Pesty's not gonna get portal key before Pebbles because the Hellborn's still gonna take those 2 top towers, right? And Pebbles will still have like 400 gold on him, even if mid's even, and they're still at a disadvantage because they don't have much counter push. And but especially when they lose middle like this, it just put B-Kit so much above the Pestilence, and Pestilence just really doesn't do that much until he gets his core items up. He needs a portal key, he needs a shrunken head even in team fights.
Yeah, 100%. And so far, not been able to acquire those items, and at this point, he's not really going to get the opportunity to. More and more pushing items coming out here for the Hellborn team. Barrier Idol just completed. There's going to be an Abyssal Skull on Ophelia. You've got probably, there's the push stick on Plague Rider. I mean, this is everything that they need and more to go ahead and break the space wide open. A couple of Ophelia minions are going to go down. But here's Peter Pan Dam trying to get a stun. That's not going to happen. Pestilence with a haste rune, but Stalagmite's going to connect onto 2 right here. Nice energy field from Engineer. Will save them, at least for now, but Engie could be in some trouble. There's a portal key up on Pebbles here in a couple seconds. Engineer going to try to TP on out, and will get out of there. Good game sense on that one. Torture juking himself.
Pew won't be so lucky.
No,
he
he's in trouble. Ring around the Rosie, but nice dodge with the Slagmites, but it just simply doesn't matter. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, and they're gonna backdoor this tower. Nox is split pushing middle. That's really all he can do at this point. I would expect Team USA to keep going. No reason not to. Pebbles has a bottle. He'll be able to get his mana up. Looks like he shit, he wants to die. Never mind. It's 20 seconds on his token. Yeah. He's not dying fast enough. He needs to go suicide. Alright, they're helping him out.
He will go down, and will they initiate on the resurrection here? There's going to be the keg, connects, but nothing else going to happen. The Tornado's in there being a nuisance, and Balfagor is going hard now on the melee racks along with all the minions here. So he's going to drop pretty fast. Oh, double combo coming in from Pebbles. He's throwing in the autos, not enough to finish anybody off. Impale is going to miss. Dogs in, gets the breath off, but it's not going to matter. Hell on Newarth in the background, taking everybody out. Gemini and Torture are both down. There's going to be a buyback on Gemini. He's going to come back in, but the melee ranks is dead. The damage is done, and the Legion team are just trying to clean up the pieces. Portal Key Impale going to grab 2, but no follow-up. Pestilence going to get chucked backward, and he is taken out. Bassett's running around. Invis like, I'm here, guys. I'm doing things, right? No, if you're doing things, you're not doing enough things. Team Excellent going to fall 21 minutes in and fade to black, up 1-0 in this series.
Yeah, I think a lot of this game comes down to the draft. The Legion just needed to get all their core items up on the heroes to take team fights. And, they got outplayed a little bit, but I think most of this loss comes down to draft. And that's pretty much just it.
Pretty much just it indeed. I have to say one more time, the final pick, Balfagor, in my opinion, was pretty brilliant. It certainly seemed to work. Made sure that the Legion team was not going to be able to get the farm up that they need. They really do rely on Nox, and I feel like Team Excellent's weakness is the early pushing. I feel like they just don't have the proper response for it right now, and the way that they draft does not enable them to deal with that. So we'll see what they've got in game number 2. That one's going to be coming up in just a second here, Sender. This is, of course, Coldcast coverage of Sound Blaster Heroes League Season 2. Fade to black, 1 game away from qualifying for the main event. The group stages here. Team Excellent going to need to win 2 in a row if they want to make a comeback. We'll see what happens. Game number 2 coming up next, guys. Don't go anywhere.